We're back one last time with Lindsay Lou. The new EP is You Thought You Knew. You're listening to Country Pocket on WUSB, and we're talking specifically about your appearance at Mercury Lounge. That's going to be with Sierra Hull on Thursday at 7 p.m. I'm actually going to be there, which is
Oh,
pretty
sweet.
neat to say.
Great.
Um, I think people should join the two of us because it is an awesome night in a pretty small venue. Um,
Is this like New York City, this venue we're talking about?
yes, yes.
Are you in New York City?
I'm on Long Island, right near New York
Oh, cool.
City, about an hour out.
Cool.
So,
Uh,
um, tell me about working with Sarah Hull.
Um, man, what a freaking she is such a monster on her instrument, in the most radical, awesome way. And she is so beautiful and so sweet, and tender. It's such a righteous thing to see this like really uh what's the word what's the word that's like somebody that's a prodigy and they have like a virtuosic way of playing, um that is like there's something about it that just like digs in so deep and is still so beautiful and um you know it's like as radical as it is tender, you know. um it's so cool, and she's very another good example of somebody that's just a, a prodigy and still just like the sweetest, most down to earth, humble person that you'll ever meet. She's just friendly and positive, and I'm it's it's hard not to feel um intimidated a little bit around somebody who's such a deep cat, um and also inspired, and she has, again, just such a nice way of putting you at ease, um even though she's such a monster a monster of a player. um but it's really nice, I think, that we bring um some really nice sort of different to have different assets that we bring to a collaboration that makes it a really sweet um, thing as a whole. There's some nice emerging properties, and I'm excited to make some music with her and her band, and just be a part of this space that she's created with her music.
Now, you put a lot of energy into your descriptions of people. Um, I always have my guests pick out a song. I give them a category and then they go for it. So, since you're going to be performing in a concert with Sierra, I thought I would ask you to pick your favorite Sierra Hull song.
Oh man, I really like that Weighted Mind song that she released, and I like that whole I really like that whole record. Um, there's a lot of like coming of age uh, concepts that she talks about, which is really nice because I think that as people were like sort of always coming of age in a way, there was a time in my life where I would always ask, especially older women who had achieved their who had earned their gray hair, um, and I would ask them if it gets easier, and unanimously, these people weren't talking to each other. They didn't discuss what their answer would be, but unanimously, all of them said no. It doesn't get easier. You're always learning about yourself. You're always learning about um, how to be. It's a practice. It's a practice that we do till the day we die. So just all this sort of coming of age and figuring yourself out, figuring out, finding your way. I think that that's a sort of timeless subject. And I love Ethan Yerjevitz. His bass playing is some of the most inspiring bass playing. Um, so I really like that song. I loved their collaboration was really sweet.
I'm gonna
With
pick
Bela producing.
I'm gonna pick one of my own this time. I don't always do it, but sometimes. I have to say that right around the time I was losing my grandmother, and this sort of happens because Sierra, Billy, and I all sort of grew up in the folk music world in different ways at the very same time, very same age. Uh, so as they're going through these milestones in life, so am I. And as she's singing about someone losing their grandmother, I'm doing that as well. So Father Time just broke me into little pieces. It's not necessarily as technical a song as we're used to from her. It's actually one of her most simple, stripped down ones. But yeah, it's a good piece of art that came and stabbed me right in the weak point, and it's a good stabbing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Lindsay Lou, thank you
like
so much for coming on the show.
my pleasure, man. I tell you what, I've done a lot of interviews, and um, not all interview questions and not all questioners are created equal. And it's been such a sweet time. You have such a sort of equanimity and evenness and uh, way of asking interesting questions that I'm excited to answer, um, and not just things that you can easily find on the internet if I didn't tell you the answer. So I just want to thank you for having such thoughtful questions and being such a sweet receiver of my ramblings.
A sweet receiver of my ramblings. I need to put that on my resume. Lindsay, thanks so much.